The arrival of summer brings a burst of activity on the arts front and has long been one of the major attractions for visitors to Manchester and the surrounding communities. Each year brings something new, as well as the return of arts organizations that have been luring travelers here for decades. We started off in Dorset, where we stopped by the Dorset Playhouse, home to the Summer Dorset Theatre Festival, now in its 42nd year of offering professional summer theater. We talked with Dina Janis, the Theatre Festival's artistic director, who gave us a rundown of what's coming.
But I would say, we have 4 main stage plays, and after Private Lives, we go into our first of 2 world premieres, which is really thrilling for us to be doing 2 world premieres in one season. The first one is Dig by Teresa Rebeck, who many in the region are familiar with. She's just an amazing playwright and someone we're so grateful to have involved with us over many years, and I know audiences here love her work. And to make it even better, she has a wonderful actor, Gordon Clapp, who's always been one of my favorite actors, actually, from NYPD Blue and other shows that people would recognize him from. I think of him a little bit like a modern-day Spencer Tracy. He's a fabulous actor, and he's in the production of Dig, and we're very excited about that. And then next up after Dig is a wonderful world premiere of a new play that we developed from the very beginning, Mrs. Christie by Heidi Armbruster, and that is really causing a lot of buzz as well. It's a really interesting play that is about the 10-day disappearance of Agatha Christie. So it appeals to our real Agatha Christie fan base, which we've always had here. Characters like Poirot and Marple are actually, as well as Agatha, in the play, but it's also a very interesting modern take on Christie, and an interesting story. It's a real story that she disappeared for 10 days, and no one has ever really quite figured out the answer to that mystery. So we're excited about that. And then we're finishing off our main stage with we're very fortunate to do the second production, so it's a regional premiere of a fabulous comedy called Slow Food. And coincidentally, Perry Gilpin and Dan Butler, 2 of the original cast members from Frasier, are going to be doing a kind of Frasier reunion, acting in this piece with another wonderful actor. It's a fabulous piece, very funny, and like just a modern-day comedy, kind of like a Carol Burnett type skit almost.
From there, it was on to Manchester, where we met up with Ann Corso, the executive director of the Southern Vermont Arts Center. The center has several shows and events planned for the summer, in addition to a photography exhibit already on display at the Arts Center's Wilson Museum, which is where we held our conversation.
Well, we have an amazing lineup happening this summer. First is our exhibition series in our Wilson building. Right now, we have a terrific photography show installed, which is called Everything is Still, that really focuses on artists both domestically and internationally, who are using still photography but creating it out of motion picture film. So it's a very international exhibition, a really smart exhibition, and there has even been a documentary created particularly for this exhibition that really delves deep into the artists involved in the show as well as their process. Next up, later into the summer and early into the fall, we have a very different kind of exhibition, and that's called Contemporary American Regionalism with a Vermont focus. So that is artists that are working in drawing, painting, mixed media, large scale, small scale. So we're excited to have that exhibition coming up, and it is guest curated by Rick Cassini-Cador. Who is a well-known curator and I think culture maker, as he calls himself. So that's one for people to look forward to. And then here in the Wilson, we finally round things out at the end of the season with our first craft and artisan show, which will turn into a holiday market later in December. But that's just one of our exhibition venues, is the Wilson Building. Over in Yester House, we have a variety of exhibitions, both group and solo for our various artist members. Our annual member show is always a highlight of the season, a second series of solo exhibitions by many, many talented artists, and then finally a juried exhibition that kind of rounds out the season over there. But perhaps most exciting of all is our performance lineup in the Arkell Pavilion. Every year we partner with the Manchester Music Festival that has a great series of concerts. But we are also offering a very different kind of lineup of our own. And so it really ranges from traditional to rock and roll. We have the Waite Band coming, along with Judy Collins and the Glenn Miller Orchestra, all happening in July, which will, I think, will all probably sell out. Then later in August, we have Let's Hang On, which is a Frankie Valli tribute, and then the fabulous Maxine Lenehan doing the songs of U2 late in August. So there is an incredible roster of performances, exhibitions, and of course, as always here at Southern Vermont Arts Center, people can try their hand at making art as well, because we have a full schedule of adult classes and workshops and camps for kids.
And then it was on to the Festival House, home to the Manchester Music Festival, where we spoke with Adam Neiman, the Music Festival's artistic director, as the festival's 43rd season is poised to get underway. Here's some of what he told us about their coming summer season.
We have 5 chamber music concerts on Thursday evenings at the Arkell Pavilion at the Southern Vermont Arts Center. They remain our partner, our steadfast partner in performances. And we also have 2 special events at the Arkell Pavilion as well. Our annual Night at the Opera, which takes place during our 3rd week of the festival, and our orchestral evening, which concludes the festival. There's some exciting things to look forward to besides just glorious music week after week. First of all, we have on our opening night concert, July 11th, we have a world premiere performance of a commissioned work by Christopher Theophanides. Christopher Theophanides is a world-renowned composer. He chairs the composition faculty at the Aspen Music Festival. He's on the faculty of Yale University. He's won every award conceivable to a composer. And we're very privileged to have commissioned from him a clarinet quintet. That's clarinet plus string quartet. There are actually only 2 major works for that combination of instruments, one by Mozart and one by Brahms. And so by commissioning Theophanides to write this work, we're hoping to really contribute something lasting to the legacy of chamber music repertoire. And this was made possible by an incredibly generous grant from the Hunter Trust, the charitable trust that endowed this commission. So we're very excited about that on opening night. That'll be joined by works by Schubert and Brahms and Schumann as well, with a Van Cliburn gold medalist headlining the cast, John Nakamatsu, among other great artists. Every other concert as well. It's, as I said, it's a star-studded cast, so the second concert features the Debussy String Quartet and Dvorak-Dumki trios, 2 great works of the literature. The 3rd week features the Elgar Piano Quintet. The 4th week features the Noble Archduke Trio by Beethoven. The 5th week chamber music concert features 2 monumental compositions, Bach's Goldberg Variations in the string trio arrangement, and Brahms's G minor piano quartet. Our opera night is going to be a great night. We have 4 singers from wonderful young artist programs around the globe, as well as a superstar from Mexico who is headlining the cast along with Warren Jones, the inimitable pianist. And then our final concert, our orchestral evening, will be, I think, a great success. Our concertmaster, Emily Daggett-Smith, will start the program as soloist in Vaughan Williams' The Lark Ascending for violin and orchestra. Then I will be the piano soloist in Rachmaninoff's First Piano Concerto. And then the evening and festival will conclude with Brahms's Symphony No. 2 in D major with Ignat Solzhenitsyn conducting. So there's a lot to look forward to on the concert front. Then there are our weekend offerings. So this year we're partnering with the Manchester Community Library, and we're putting on a series of free events. So on Saturdays we have 2 master classes in the morning and the early afternoon. These master classes are an opportunity to watch our faculty instruct our young artists, really to watch a performance go from excellent to outstanding through the guidance of these masterful teachers. And then in the late afternoon, we have what used to be our pre-concert recitals, which have now moved to Saturday. They're sort of pre-dinner recitals that'll take place at 5:30 p.m. Generally, there's one evening that takes place at 4:30 p.m. But these free recitals will feature about 30 minutes of solo material by one of the featured artists from that week's concert, and this is also a free event to the public. And then on Sundays, our young artist performances. We have 4 chamber music performances by our amazing young artists. This year we have a crop of 16. They are truly the creme de la creme. They come from the world's top conservatories. We had well over 100 applications from all over the globe, and these are really the top artists of the next generation. So these performances will be pretty much on par with what you're hearing from our established artists on our main concerts.
In our next segment, we'll continue to look at more of the several offerings coming our way this summer, provided by organizations like the Weston Playhouse, the Taconic Music Festival, and the Green Mountain Bluegrass Festival, returning for its 2nd year in August. Stay tuned. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.